Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the AOE experience. I am your host Adam O. With me tonight, I got Hobo Momo, Radzinski, Kuro Hawk, and Spider-Man for some reason, aka the
The
Prophet.
fucking prophet, bitch. I'm fucking. What you mean, Spider-Man, bro? Like, is Hobo Mo isn't a shield and a fucking sword in the fucking.
But he's been that
Okay,
way since the
but
Oh, I wish I
beginning.
was an anime character.
Yeah,
Kuro isn't even fucking. I don't even know what is your character. He doesn't have blue hair or purple hair.
No, but still, I think welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad we're very glad you were able to join us today. Adam Mode approached us with a different take on today's topic. He's gonna hit us with some polarizing questions. Not polarizing questions. Apologies. He's gonna hit us with some questions which we are going to leave to the floor for discussion. So, I think I think this is a good twist for us to get the ball rolling in our discussion channel. With our contrasting views aside, please, Adamo, to lead the pack.
is it the best of times or is it the worst of times? And please explain your answer.
Right now is a different question. So the different question is,
Is right now the current atmosphere the best of times or the worst of times?
I don't think there'll ever be. I don't think there'll ever be a best of times.
Please explain.
As far as I know, I don't think there'll ever be a worst of times. I mean, a best of times, because I mean, people had you whenever you prepare for anything, you always forecast and you always prepare for the worst. You don't say in your planning, okay, this is the best case scenario. This is definitely what's going to happen. This is going to be best case scenario. You always say worst case scenario. This happens. Unfortunately, I'm a bit too on the lower end of the intelligence spectrum to be able to give you like a proper example. But do you understand my point? People have grown so, I
Pessimistic.
don't want to say, yeah, pessimistic. Thank you, sir. People have grown so pessimistic that they always want to prepare for the worst rather than say this is going to be the best, or let's prepare for the best.
I get what you mean. Like a good example is this is when you're a kid or a teenager and you're gonna ask a girl out or something. You always think the worst that could happen is she says no, or the worst that could happen is I don't know, I get fucking punched.
And then
Like it's never a best case scenario. It's always like prepare for the worst sort of mindset.
all right. So you guys are saying that we have adopted a more pessimistic approach to society and how we live our lives. Interesting.
I'm happy with that.
Kuro, what do you have to say about that?
Well, it ain't the best of times. I mean, given the fact that it's the 29th of December right now, I guess you can say it's kind of the best of times because we're going to put this shit behind us. Yet another miserable year in all of our lives. But I'll never say that we're in the best of times either because every time a motherfucker is going to say this year is going to be better, you jinx us and you put us into even deeper shit. The motherfucker who said 2020 was going to be the best year of our lives, I swear to God, I'm going to kick you in your left one, dog.
Bro, 2022
Now
is
look
gonna
what
be
you-
the best year of our lives. Just watch, man.
Don't get your nuts kicked.
Yo, bro, 2022 is gonna be the year, bro.
Hey, bro, don't, man, I swear to God.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking around with you, man.
This is why I don't say the next year is going to be a good one because shit always goes south when when I say there's going to be a good one.
Hobo?
I mean, motherfuckers say it's a great time to escape 2020. Enter 2021, we find out the news that MF Doom has been dead for about a few months now.
You didn't
Yeah.
know.
You don't know.
Oh no, I knew. That's just an example.
Oh,
Dude's been dead since October. And that shit fucked me up on New Year's Day, man. Like, how you gonna drop that on me after we escaped a miserable time in our lives?
So can I safely assume that you've also adopted a pessimistic approach?
Honestly, I wouldn't consider it pessimistic. I guess I'm just more on the fence on this kind of matter. Look, I want to see the good in things, but at the same time, I don't want to see the good in things because the bad things can become 2 times as worse for being so optimistic.
All right then. Hobo, what do you want to say about that?
I got nothing to say, bro.
All right. Well, personally, I look at the question, and the first thing would say in my mind would it would have to depend on what area of society or what area of our lives. Because, for example, telecommunications, they are at the best they've ever been. You can talk to people halfway around the world. You can talk to people anywhere, anytime, anyhow. I mean, look at us right now. We're not exactly next door neighbors or anything, are we?
Nope.
Nah.
No,
Some
no.
of some of us live in the south of our city. Some of us live in the north, and strewn up everywhere in between. So for me, it would have to depend on what aspect of life we would be looking at. There's that one, the telecoms, and another way, for example, the religious way, where someone could argue saying not so much, etc., 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 etc. So I find it an interesting and thought provoking question.